Good morning, guys. Today in our interactive notebook, we will be working with this page here, word problems, dividing with fractions, and this page here. So go ahead and grab those two. First thing we'll do is our table of contents. We're on page 46 today. So we'll go ahead and flip. In the last video, I forgot to have you guys add that extra page. So for page 45, you can just go ahead and write ditto because it's our dividing fractions practice. And then page 46, we will write word problems dividing with fractions. And page 47, we will say ditto. All right, go ahead and flip back to page 46, and you will take this page, cut around the entire border, and paste it down. All right, now that that's pasted down, let's go ahead and look at our objective for the day. So our objective says, I can solve and create real-world problems involving division of fractions and whole numbers. So we're doing the same processes that we've been working on. This time it's just with word problems. So let's go ahead and look at our first one here. Bailey has 2 hours of reading to complete over the weekend. She wants to break up her reading time into half-hour blocks. How many times will she read this weekend? So we see that she has 2 hours of reading to do. So we'll go ahead and write our 2. And she wants to break her time into half-hour blocks. This word into is what will signal our division. So we want to take our 2 hours of reading into half-hour blocks. So here is our problem that we are trying to solve. So how many times will she read this weekend? First step is I know I can write my whole number in fraction form by putting it over 1. My next step is to turn my division sign into multiplication. And next I will multiply by my reciprocal. So instead of 1 over 2, I have 2 over 1. Next I just multiply across. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Now anytime I have a number over 1, I can simplify that down into its whole number part. I don't need to write this over 1 in my final answer. Okay, so that makes my final answer 4, or she needs to read 4 times. Let's look at our next one. Laura and Leah want to equally share 1/2 of a piece of cake. How much cake will they each get to eat? So we see we have Laura and Leah. So we have 2 people wanting to equally share half a piece of cake. So if 2 people, let me write this a little backwards. So we have our 2 people, and we have half a piece of cake. We're wanting to split our half piece of cake into 2 equal parts. So we will take 1/2 divided by our 2 friends. I know I can write my whole number over 1. My first fraction will stay the same. Division turns to multiplication, and I multiply by my reciprocal, by 1/2. Next, I'll just multiply across. 1 times 1 equals 1. 2 times 2 equals 4. So each girl will get 1/4 of a piece. Our next one. 3 friends want to equally share 3/4 of a bag of potato chips. What fraction of the bag will each friend get to eat? So a trick with word problems is read the question carefully. So they're saying what fraction of the bag will each friend get to eat? So this will help us signal that we will need to put our bag first. So we have 3/4 of a bag of food or bag of chips that we want to divide into 3 equal parts for our friends. So to solve our problem, we'll put our whole number over 1, 3/4, division sign turns to multiplication, and we multiply by our reciprocal. Instead of 3 over 1, it's 1 over 3. Multiply across, 3 times 3, or 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 3 is 12. Now you could leave it as 3/12, or you can see that we have to take out a 3 in both parts, which will give us 1/4. Okay. Next, Isaac has 6 pages of homework to complete. If he completes 1/3 of a page at a time, how many times throughout the week will he work on his homework? So he has his 6 pages and he wants to do 1/3. So if we break that into 1/3 chunks, how many times will he need to do his homework? And that's what we're trying to figure out. So our whole number, we will put over 1. Division turns to multiplication. And we multiply by reciprocal. Instead of 1 over 3, it's 3 over 1. 6 times 3 gives me 18. 1 times 1 is 1. When we go ahead and simplify that, we will see that he will have to work on his homework 18 times if he wants to complete 1/3 of a page at a time. Okay, so here's 4 examples of our word problems. Again, I always suggest just underlining what you know and just working your way to set up the problem. Okay, so go ahead and turn to page 47. And you're going to go ahead and take this page and cut along the perimeter and glue it down. Alright guys, now that you have that pasted down, what your assignment today is going to be is to create your own word problem to match each division problem. So each of these will be worth 2 points, 1 for writing your own word problem and 2 for solving. Okay, so you have your 4 problems right here. This one here is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So in your book, write down these numbers because again, in the Schoology assignment, I will just say which one is question or what's your problem and answer to number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So you have to make sure that you know which box is which. All right. So you can look at this page for some examples of how they wrote each problem to know if the whole number goes first or if the fraction goes first. But you'll write problems, 4 problems for each, or 1 word problem for each of the 4 boxes on this page. If you have questions, you can come to the 1 o'clock. Otherwise, have a great day.